Hello, greetings. This is Gilles Morcillon. I thought I'd come and say hello, wish you a good day. I was going to take a nap because Spirit woke me up at 4 o'clock this morning. So I did all kinds of things that I went swimming, I went put on. And so I was going to take a nap, but I thought to make a video before to discuss a few ideas and to present some thoughts about this ascension process, spiritual ideas. This is what I'm proposing here. It is just a perspective, a vision, a possibility for every here and now is different, and we're all different within. We all have different and unique perspective. No one, so the truth is made of all perspectives. So in our past, present, future, we have the past is a listening. It's about hearing. It's about hearing what we need to hear. Where we are now is resting. So we are able to rest, to regenerate, to recuperate. And soon what comes in the near future is the dream. The dream for dreams are very essential. They are informing the universe of what we to expect. But the dream will come into manifestation. For now, what we are working on is temperance. It's to be the master of ourselves. For when we are intemperate, we become a slave of ourselves. It is when the dominance is from Plato. It's not for me, but it's a concept that Plato entertained. Is that when if we can be master of ourselves, that means we can also be slave of ourselves. And since we have two parts, a dark part and a light part within ourselves, when the light part is dominant, we become master of ourselves. We are temperate, and when the dark part becomes dominant, we become slave of ourselves. We become intemperate. And the outcome will become, so we're becoming temperate, we allow ourselves to be dominated by this lighter part of ourselves. We'll be rejoicing, it's going to be about rejoicing, for there is so much good that are coming. First I have to say that we have to forgive our ego. Once you awaken, when you open your eyes to the truth of what is, you look back at your past and you see, wow. So forgive your ego. Your ego does not know. The ego doesn't always make the wrong decision. The ego is the individual that's connected to the mortal mind. A lot of people work solely through their ego and they don't always make the wrong decisions. But when you discover the inner guidance, you find out that your soul and your spirit has much more wisdom than your ego. And so you follow that soul and spirit. For the soul, for spirit is your soul is your eternal you. And once you discover this eternal you find your spirit, you find God. God is spirit. God is one. From this one consciousness comes an infinity of form. It spreads itself in an infinity of form and shape and size and all that is. And we are part of that extension. For the highest octave of our spirit is God. The middle octave is the soul, and the lowest octave is the ego. For we cannot dismiss our ego. It is not possible. We wish, even if we are solidly anchored in our willpower, it's like, otherwise everybody will already be ascended. So we have to negotiate all the time. Say, well, okay, if you give up this, I will get that, and it's like it's like the soul is negotiating. So it's always an ongoing negotiation to let go of inferior energy to reach a higher energy. So we always in this negotiation process, but we cannot negotiate with God, with our higher self, with spirit, because spirit is always in this ultimate perfection. So it is God that negotiates down with us, and so we have to follow that, to accept that, and to trust that God knows best, and our higher self knows best, and trust that. So it is not easy right now to focus on the here and now, to focus exactly on what we're doing. Well, sometimes to move into the realm of creation, when you create something, you focalize on that. When you're driving a sports car, you have to, you're on a racetrack, you have to focus on what you're doing. Or when a surgeon operates, he focuses on what he's doing in the here and now. He's got no choice. But it is very difficult because we're bombarded from the astral plane, from this collective energy. So we have all kinds of uninvited guests in our head, all kinds of thoughts that do not belong to us, that invade our consciousness. We have to deal with it, let it pass, transmute it, all kinds of thoughts that are not necessarily coming from us, but since we are all one and connected and ascending together, sometimes certain thoughts that come from the collective are interfering with our process. So learn to stay focused as much as possible on the here and now, what you're doing. What we seek is to find what is acceptable for me and what is not acceptable for me. It is not about telling other people what's acceptable or not. It is at certain days, certain things are acceptable because of astral configuration. Other days, you can be more flexible, you can be more loose. But certain days, you have to. So it's about finding the balance. It's about It's also understanding on some level certain things are completely acceptable. Like if you're in a 3D being, for instance, drinking coffee, like I used to drink coffee all day, it's like completely acceptable. It's not like it's like a soft drug. It's not really that bad. It's adrenaline. That's all it is. But when you want to develop your light body, you don't need that. And so it depends on you. It's not about judging other people for what they're doing, or it's just about understanding what is your goal. And if your goal is the ascension, you want to move into to find this balance, the most balanced form of diet and energy, so that you can accelerate the potential of developing this light body. But then again, the ego will come and the senses will come to interfere with that. So there is an ongoing negotiation that is in the process. And certain things that we use are not necessarily good for the body. That's like drugs, alcohol, tobacco. It's like it's useful because it assists us in pushing down the emotion. It gives us strength. Like people used to drink to get boosted, but it's toxic for the physical body. When we move towards the ascension, we let go of all that. We're learning to deal with all those energies in order to be as sober as possible, as conscious as possible, in order to find a natural balance and no longer to use those products. So it's like once again, it's an ongoing negotiation. And so we're moving towards between two eclipses. On the 22nd of July, the sun will go into Leo, and then there's going to be the beginning of the ability to see the star Sirius move in the sky. The star Sirius is like a is like a father to our sun. It eventually will be integrated within this great Sirius star system. It is a portal to the galactic center. The main frequency of the Sirians right now are 6th dimension moving towards the 7th dimension, and they have this portal that they open to the galactic center. For we are moving from 3rd and 4th to 5th dimension. They are moving from 6th to 7th dimension. So they're like brothers, and they're kind and loving, and so we can tune in. The dolphin comes from Sirius. It's also the Sirius A is the home, the ancient home of the royal lineage of the lions, the lion beings. And so we're moving towards this 8 target, the Lion's Gate, and so we'll be able to align. Sirius will be aligning with the sun, which will be aligned with the galactic center. We'll make a new video, but it is a portal that will allow us to move into something, a new level of energies. There is great power that will be coming this year. For as Sirius rises, new light codes will be given for all those coming 4 weeks. And it's all preparing this grand event. When the grand event comes, it's like a great storm on the horizon. You want to be outside of the cities because people may panic when they don't know what's going on. And so, but you will be warned. You will receive the sign. If I receive clear signs, I will let you. I will talk about it. Of course, it seems like everybody seems to agree. A lot of mediums have decided, because one communication from, I think it was Andrones from Brad Johnson, who's a wonderful medium and teacher, that 2037 will be the date that everything will shift. But God, it's a probability. It's just an option, and all the mediums have kind of agglomerated this idea and say, well, this will happen then. But there can be things that are happening tomorrow that we have no clue, that God has kept us from knowing. And so anything can happen at any time. So we do not want to be stuck on dates. We want to be in the here and now, ready for this, for whatever comes. And so when this great event comes, there will be a separation between the worlds. Those that are in the ascension process will be elevated. Those who are ready to ascend but are not awakened yet will be given the time, and some people will be removed because they interfere too much with the plan of the ascension. So it's all about personal choice and the law. There is a law, the law of creation, the law of evolution. So some people will pass through the test, others will go on to another world that will welcome them in their programs. Well, I hope this message was meaningful, interesting for you. For this, there is so much that is going on. I feel a great shift of energy. Behind me, the paintings is this one is called the gold ring. There is this gold ring, and this person that's looking at the gold ring. He's got this white sun inside, white star. And it's like the white star inside the yellow sun with the symbol of the earth. And then there is the symbol of a great S that's like a snake, and the gold ring traverses it. It's like the symbol of the Supreme, and it's a SUA, not USA, but SUA, Supreme, Ultimate, Absolute. And there is this great archangel with a violet face, and it's got the emerald heart, and there is this the rain of gold, gold shower that fell on the painting. It's a very powerful painting, and this also is a very powerful painting from 1999. It was in Denver, Colorado. This one I did here in Caen. This one is from a series of 7 paintings about the 7 families of spirit beings. They came out really quickly. It's my first series on that subject, and absolutely, I find them absolutely magnificent. And they could be the theme for a whole conference to discuss all those complex relationships in the spirit realm. For those things will remain mysterious for quite a long time. There's a great deal, and there will always be new mysteries to be discovered. I'm going to pull 4 more cards. The highest wisdom for us today is Asia. It's Samadhi. It may be traveling to Asia, connecting to Asia, remembering our lives in Asia, but it's also about being the serenity and the lucidity of the Buddha. What we need to understand is persecution and inquisition. We have to let go, to forgive, to disconnect from all the past where we've been. There has been, maybe we've been. In the past, there's been a lot of misdirection of the spiritual energy that will. That created this inquisition. This inquisition was quite dark. So we want to let go and forgive. What we need to do is forgiveness. So it's and the outcome will be the great priest or priestess. So it's all fairly clear. We need to let go of all tie that ties us negatively. Maybe it's unconscious too. We may have past life that we had, and so we feel like we're not safe because in past life to express our truth, because in past life we were persecuted for it, but no longer. It's no longer the case. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting. I'm going to finish with a song. It's a beautiful song, one of the most cult songs of all the era of rock and roll, from a great band of rock and roll era. It's most mysterious, and there is all kind of, it's poetic, and there is this spiritual message that's subtly expressed in the whole message. It's called Stairway to Heaven. There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold, and she's buying a stairway to heaven. When she gets there, she knows if the stores are all closed, with a word she can get what she came here for. Ooh, and she's buying a stairway to heaven. There's a sign on the wall, but she wants to be sure, 'cause you know sometimes words have 2 meanings. In a tree by the brook, there's a songbird who sings. Sometimes all of our thoughts are misgiven. Ooh, it makes me wonder. There's a feeling I get when I look to the west, and my spirit is crying for leaving. In my thoughts I have seen rings of smoke through the trees, and the voice of those who stand looking. Ooh, it makes me wonder. And it whispers that soon, if we all call the tune, then the piper will lead us to reason, and a new day will dawn for those who stand long, and the forest will echo with laughter. Do you remember laughter? If there's a bustle in your hedgerow, don't be alarmed now. It's just a sprinkling for the May Queen. Yes, they're 2 paths you can go by, but in the long run, there's still time to change the road you're on. And it makes me wonder. Your head is humming and it won't go, in case you don't know. The piper's calling you to join him. Dear lady, can you hear the wind blow? And did you know your stairway lies on the whispering wind? And as we wind on down the road, our shadows taller than our soul, there walks a lady we all know, who shines white light and wants to show how everything still turns to gold. And if you listen very hard, the tune will come to you at last, when all is one and one is all. To be a rock and not to roll, not to roll, not to roll. And she's buying a stairway to heaven. Well, thank you very much for sticking till the end. Of course, we cannot buy a stairway to heaven. This was the illusion of the chemical world that can allow us to perceive those things. But as soon as the product leaves, and then it's like we are sent way below. And so it is just so it is about finding this true path, this true ascension path in the most natural way possible, of course. I thank you very much for everything. I wish you a wonderful day, Salat.